Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. God will do it for you. My name is Steven, and I hope everybody's having a great week so far. I'm going to get right into the message like I always do. Today, we're going to be talking about we are suffering for God's glory. Now, I know for some of you that have been on this Christian road for a while, you're like, well, I already know that. But sometimes it's good to get a reiteration of exactly what you're enduring and the purpose of why you are enduring it. Because at the end of the day, God is going to get the glory out of your situation, whether that's your health, finances, a marriage, you have a spouse that's getting on your nerves, whatever the case may be, whatever you're hoping for, and whether you're suffering mentally, just whatever, it's all for God's glory, because what he is wanting to do, because I don't like to use the word trying, because God can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to try. He can do it. What he is wanting to do is strengthen us. He wants to make us strong Christian believers. He's not trying to raise an army of some weak-minded Christians. No, there's no point of doing that. So that's why the trials are never easy. And that's why we do suffer. We sit there and we're filled with faith, this and that, and then life continues on, and sometimes you sink back into reality, you're grounded, and you see things for what it is, and you have nothing but hope and faith. And so I'm going to go to 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10, and just read this quick snippet. And I've actually done this in one of my other videos, but again, like I said, sometimes it's good to remind yourself, and I'll explain why. It just states that, and after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to his eternal glory in Christ, will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. Isn't that amazing that God himself, once he sees that you've learned all that you've needed to learn, he will strengthen you. He will restore you. He will establish you. Basically, he is going to bring you up once he makes you nice, strong, and in faith. That's the glory of God. And there's also another I'm going to read as well, and this is in 1 Peter chapter 1, and we're going to go to verse 5. All right, so it says, who by God's power are being guarded through faith for a salvation ready to be revealed in the last time. In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes through it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So again, it states right there in the Bible, in the same book of Peter, 1 Peter, that he does these things intentionally. He is putting us through various trials to strengthen us, to basically rebuild us stronger, to the point where not only do we see him work in our lives, but there will be no question about it that that no matter what you face in the future, you will be plenty strong to handle it. You'll be so strong that you'll know exactly where to turn. You'll know who to turn to, God, and you'll know exactly you'll know exactly what to do, as far as standing firm in faith. You're not going to panic. Now, sometimes initially when something happens, you might say, oh Lord, what are we going to do? But then that's when you think about everything that you've already been through, and just say to yourself, I've made it this far with God. Do you really think he's going to fail me now? And so the reason that prompted me to make this video today was, I was going through this week so far, just handling life, day to day, still hoping and praying for the things that, I'm waiting on from God, and it just seeing people go about their life, the daily day to day, and, I started thinking about a plan B. I was just looking at people, I was like, man, I just, part of me feels like I'm not being used to the maximum potential that I am, because in my opinion, I do believe I'm very intelligent. I have a lot to bring to the table. I'm a good man. I'm an excellent father. I'm a man of faith. You know, I could go down my list, but I don't want to seem like I'm bragging about myself, but I could brag about myself to God, and he'll understand the sincerity of what I'm saying. But I'm just like, you know, am I really maximizing what I'm supposed to be doing right now? And I kid you not, I'm not even looking on YouTube. I wasn't speaking out loud or anything. I opened up YouTube randomly in the day, and at the top, there was a video talking about do not make a plan B. It was like, don't make a plan B. God is going to come through on the promise that he promised you. And when has he ever let you down? And so it's almost like he was watching me and saying, like, just be patient. I got you. Everything's going according to plan. And it had to get me back, like, okay, I'm going to continue being patient. And that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes it's harder. It's harder than what it really seems like, you know. And that's why the story of whenever all of us come out of whatever you're in, the story is going to be great, because people are just going to think that it happened, you know, like you just did something real quick and then it just happened overnight. Like you see some of this crazy social media stuff people are doing for attention, and that's not the case. You know, you'll be able to say, no, I suffered. You know, I had to deal with this for months. It's not like this happened, you know, one day I just decided to think about it and the next day God did it for me. That would be amazing, and God does do that sometimes for some people depending on the circumstance and what they've already been through. So if you feel someone is ready for whatever that is, then he will do it. But if he feels that you need more molding, you know, more discipline, you know, so that way you can really appreciate what's coming in the future, he's going to continue to put you through these trials, just like it says right here in the Bible. And that's why we have to suffer for God. You know, we suffer for him so that way he can get the glory, and also so that he can build you stronger in faith. He wants us to be so solid that we will be unstoppable. Because think, he's unstoppable. Nobody can't do anything to him. And he wants us to be his image in physical on this earth. So when people look at you, they say, that's a strong woman. That's a strong man. Like, that's a man of faith. That's a man of God. That's a woman of God. You know, right off the bat, when they look at you, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, you know, how good of a parent you are, your work ethic, you know, your morals, your standards. You know, don't give up. You know, we are all in this together. Like I told you all on all of my videos, that I am making these videos because God put it in my heart to do it. You know, the goal for this channel is to monetize, and all the, you know, 85% of the proceeds are going to go towards helping the city, something that's never been done. And that's what God, that's the thing that God does. He wants us to do things that are selfless, because at that point he'll bless you in other areas. So I really thought that was an amazing thing that he wants me to do this. So don't think that your view isn't going towards a greater good. You know, anybody that wants to donate anything, hey, great, that's adding on to it. But don't think that your view and you taking the time to look at this video isn't going to the greater good, because it will. Just think in your head, like, man, me watching this is going to go towards helping people. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? That's really amazing, because I'm looking forward to the day that I can help people. You know, it's going to be a double-edged sword, because then you're going to be open to the feedback of, well, why are you helping them and not this and that? Well, I've already talked to God about that, and that's too far ahead for me to be thinking about. So I'm just looking forward to this page being a blessing, you know, and really just doing what I can out for this world while I'm on this planet. So endure, because the longer you've had to endure, that lets you know that the blessing is going to be that good. And I have expectations in God, you know, because I am dealing with it, and it's more mental than anything, because I'm like, well, I got a roof over my head, all bills are paid. It's not like we're only eating 2 meals a day, you know, and 2, I buy good quality food. So, you know, I'm spending a good bit every week, because I grocery shop every week, so that way nothing goes bad. And again, if you want to check out being a good steward of your finances, You know, that's key to that. You know, you definitely, you know, people that go to grocery shop 2 weeks tend to waste more than people that go grocery shopping for 1 week. It's a, it's a fact, because vegetables don't last that long. Milk does not last that long. Bread sometimes doesn't last 2 weeks. You grocery shop once a week, oh, trust me, it's all going to be gone every week. You'll be ready for Sunday, Monday to come, and you're like, oh yeah, it's grocery shop time. But then you'll also look at what you're wasting, and it may be $2, $3, $4, $5 worth of stuff, and you're like, that's more like it. So just a suggestion. You can do what you want, but that's going to be pretty much it. This video's not going to be as long as the other ones. I just want to get on here and encourage someone. You know, if you're thinking about coming up with a plan B, this is not, you know, if God has told you to do something in particular, that's different. But if you're just like, I don't know if this is ever going to change, let me just check some stuff out. Let me see what the qualifications to get into this is. You know, just hold on. I know it's easier said than done too. You know, somebody else, I wish somebody would tell me, like, man, you just gotta hold on. You'd be like, buddy, you have no idea, you know, how it feels to deal with what you're dealing with internally, but God does. So that's usually when I just go to my bathroom, get on my rug and pray. That's my little prayer closet, my bathroom. So that's what I need to take it to God, pray, and keep it moving. Because these days are going by fast. Think it'll be mid-February next week. So this month is flying by. But that lets you know that you're getting a day closer to whatever God has planned for you. Better, whatever it is to you. So that's going to be it. I'll more than likely be back this Friday with a message from God. Otherwise, keep pushing it. Hang in there. We're all going to win at the end of the day. God is going to get the glory, and we'll get our piece of it. It says it right there in the Bible. God himself is going to do it for you. And again, like I said in every video, that's why this YouTube page is the name of what it is. God will do it for you. You know, this isn't Kingdom Stephen. I see other pages named right after them, you know, or I don't even want to get into that. I'm going to get into that in another video. Just some of the things I'm noticing in some of the pages. They're like encouraging people, like, just sow into this page, just sow into this page. But these people are pocketing that money. You know, they're pocketing that money. But, and that's why I love that God said, no, you're going to use this page to give to the people. Because people don't have help like they really need. People are struggling out here. People are homeless out here. People my age are standing on the side of the road saying, homeless, please help. And I'm like, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know, and you know, it's that vicious out here. So hang on. Until next time, y'all.